Boruto's 3-year time skip continues by revealing his new powers. And boy, oh boy, it was fire! The debate is finally over. Boruto is officially stronger than Naruto and Sasuke combined, even without using Boroshiki. This statement alone probably has some OG fan watching this video raging already, being triggered, but you guys need to accept it, just like all of us who have attended the live streams having fun discussing the manga.
The you in chat just said that Naruto would have one-shotted too.
Maybe. Boruto's new Rasengan and Otsutsuki abilities make him the strongest ninja to ever live, which means Boruto fans have won.
Man, I'm so hyped right now. Anything's possible. Anything's possible!
Sasuke already told us Boruto would be the strongest ninja in chapter 6 because he would be the one training him. His demeanor has completely changed as all the story elements were set up from the very beginning. From a boy who wanted to get strong to get Naruto's attention to now understanding the way of Shinobi to save him with that power. Boruto started off as a privileged snotty brat to his own admittance in chapter 1, and we know he lost everything due to Ada's omnipotence. But that isn't the only reason for him to be on edge, as Blue Vortex chapter 2 also reveals his new ability to foresee the future. Just like the Otsutsuki, Boruto can see the destruction of everything due to Code and Kawaki. The same destruction Tonori warned him about in a dream, which means his pure eye must save the world. Right? Wait, where is it? It hasn't shown up in the manga yet. It's been 6 years. Did Kishimoto forget? Blue Vortex chapter 2 begins by Boruto dealing with the King of Elves, as the story gives him another one. After stepping on his face and saving Sarada's life, Boruto informs Code to withdraw his Walmart freezer monsters from Konoha. If he does, Boruto, I'll spare your life. Code is surprised by his claim because 2 years ago, when Boruto was 14 years old, he wasn't able to kill him and had to escape with Sasuke. So how can he make such a bold claim? Code, I know you're not the sharpest tool in the shed, but 2 years is a goddamn long time for shinobi training. Remember how Naruto mastered Sage Mode in 7 days? One of the most insane power creeps in the series? Boruto learned the Vanishing Rasengan in a day and possesses Minato's genius on top of that. This only highlights once again the contrasting philosophies regarding the meaning of gaining power. Ko's dream is to enact Ishiki's will, to follow the creed of Otsutsuki by inheriting his life force via a chakra fruit to ascend to godhood, whilst Boruto is doing it through his own hard work, understanding the responsibility that comes with power. As a result, Boruto confidently responds by stating that this time round, Code won't get away with just his eye, but his life will be taken away. Like, sheesh! Boruto sure is writing his own story right now. Because Naruto wouldn't straight up just tell his enemy he will kill them. Where's the Top no Jutsu? Boruto then orders Sarada to save the people who are affected by Code's invasion. She knows that Boruto is clearly on a different wavelength than before, and she asks him if he's alright, but he tells Sarada to stay alive and they will discuss their stories later. Remember, in chapter 80, Sasuke informed Boruto that Sarada is not affected by omnipotence, sending Sasuke to train him. On top of that, they both must be keeping an eye out on Konoha, as Boruto instantly teleported to the village due to their connection in chakra. Sasuke had the same ability with Naruto in chapter 37, even though Naruto was in a different dimension. Boruto has multiple means to travel fast. He can fly, he's mastered the Karma Seal, and he also has the Pure Eye. Now, the reason Boruto told Sarada to save the village whilst he focuses on fighting is because he informed her in chapter chapter 10 that he wants to be a shinobi that supports the Hokage so he can protect her. Remember, this moment completely rizzed Sarada up. She was blushing, falling in love with him,
saying, "Oh my god, your blue eyes are more blue than Naruto's. Oh my god, I want your keys."
I'm joking. I need to chill. Logically speaking, Boruto cannot have any distractions whilst fighting Code due to his instant teleportation, which is easier, more efficient, and better than even Minato's flying Raijin, as he can escape at any moment before Boruto can kill him. Now it's up to you if you want to take that explanation or Sarada took it out. Let me know what you think in the comments. Meanwhile, his former comrades, the Inoshika Cho trio, are fighting the Claw Grimes. They easily take down their base forms, but once one of them manages to teleport through a marking, they get caught off guard. However, Inujin and Himawari save the day, calling Chocho a fat ass in the process. The tables turn pretty quickly though, as Inujin gets attacked and Himawari's life ends up in danger. Fortunately, Kawaki once again, just like chapter 32, jumps in to save his sister, who thanks him, calling Kawaki her big brother. Oh, so cute.
Shut up, bitch!
Wait, bruh, what? Now, most of you may be thinking, Kawaki is ungrateful. After having begged and cried about being worthless, he's disregarding Himawari calling him brother. He was part of the Uzumaki family anyway, as Naruto's second son being adopted. However, it's apparent that Kawaki feels guilty having hijacked Boruto's life. In Himawari's perspective, everything she had experienced with her real brother is now superimposed on Kawaki. On the other hand, Kawaki wants to be his own person and loved by his family for who he is. But everything around him is a facade. He even wishes it didn't have to be Boruto who was an Atsuki in chapter 79, as he actually truly loves his brother. But with the amount of hurt Kawaki has experienced as a vessel, he doesn't want his brother to go through the same struggle and kill innocent people. That's why they agreed to kill each other in the first place, since Momoshiki could take over his body at any moment and Kawaki had witnessed Boruto secretly speaking to him. Realistically, if Kawaki wanted to play his cards right, he would have tried filling Boruto's shoes. However, he will never do that, which results in Mitsuki and Himawari eventually breaking free from Ada's Shinjutsu, as they question everything that is going on. Their memories of Boruto isn't matching Kawaki. His hatred for Otsutsuki supersedes anything else, even his own life, as displayed by asking Naruto to kill him after he saves the world, as he would be the final Otsutsuki. As a result of this conflict, it allows a Claw Grime to sneak up on Kawaki, and he's hit right where it hurts by calling him an Otsutsuki. Kawaki gets smashed into the ground, and you're probably thinking, wait a second, ABD, weren't these guys supposed to be fodder? I mean, Chocho was laying them flat. Well, this guy is a higher ranked Claw Grime. It has a Rinnegan and is even stronger. But Shikadai is quick to react to the situation and holds the Supreme Claw Grime down. Kawaki states that he hates nothing more than being called an Otsutsuki before one-shotting that Claw Grime, blowing his entire torso off. Now, in parallel, Boruto achieves the same feat by slicing a minion in half within an instant, proving to Code he wasn't bluffing that he would kill him and that he is significantly stronger than before. However, Code, being a stupid guy and the king of elves, he expresses no concern for the future whooping he's about to get. Boruto showcases his new Kenjutsu abilities as he instantly kills a swarm of Claw Grime rushing towards him. This is base Boruto. No pure eye, no Karma Seal, no jutsu being used. He is straight up busted. Even Kawaki had to activate his seal. After fodderizing the enemies, he sieves his blade, informing Code that he can kill every single grime with ease. where in response, Code reveals that his babies are nothing but tools to him. Now this is aligned with Kara's philosophy as we saw with Amado, who created a living human being in Jiraiya's clone just to complete an objective. One of Naruto's theme was that ninjas are not tools. Even Boruto had to learn that lesson. No one is a tool to be used. And just like Boruto's prophecy, these claw grinds will also prove this right. Remember, the nine-tailed beasts were also looked upon like so, but they had feelings and even names which were ignored because of this ignorance. Ultimately, this way of thinking is very dangerous to the entire world. This brings us to Sarada Uchiha, who decided to listen to her future husband and head out to protect the rest of the Leaf. Although Boruto might still see her as a distraction in the fight, who can't hang with these Otsutsuki threats, as remember in the previous chapters, Boruto withheld secrets from her, which made Sarada and Mitsuki believe that they can't do anything to help him. Therefore, but the manga has set up that Sarada will stop the allegations that Kijimoto cannot write a female character, right? Is she? Let's see. As the chapter continues, Sarada has leveled up as well, as she throws down a great fireball jutsu, which demolishes all the claw grinds. But even more of them sprout out to try and get their hands on the next Hokage, where Sarada then says, "Do you even know who I am? I'm on a Chia." She activates the Chidori and one-shots all four of these fodders. This feat lets us in on a glimpse of the development she has had during the time skip, where Sarada has now learned to only activate her Sharingan for a split second, showcasing the immense chakra control that Sakura taught her in the anime. In chapter 69, she told Mitsuki they need to catch up to Boruto's power level of Otsutsuki, and she's not worthy of being Hokage if she's not strong enough to protect those she loves. Okay, wait, hold up. Why is Shikamaru Hokage then? He literally has the title of weakest Hokage. He can't even be Tsunade. You guys even confirmed it on our Twitter. However, after witnessing Sarada save everyone in a flash of a second, the people around her are surprised that she is just a Genin. Which, by the way, makes no sense because in Boruto episode 227, Sarada had already become a Chunin and even got the vest from Sakura herself. Does this mean that the anime isn't canon or in an alternative universe? Okay, give me a second. Let me figure out a way to defend these allegations. I got it! Sarada gave up her Chunin rank after her failure to help Boruto, and let's not forget it was her fault that Boruto got his scar while saving her. Furthermore, she already follows the path Naruto did, where ranks don't mean much as long as she is able to protect the people around her. Ever since the start, Sarada has been on a journey to prove to the village that an Uchiha is capable of becoming Hokage. In the anime, we were reminded of her mindset over and over again of trying to live up to that promise, especially in episode 152 as an example, where she has to perform medical ninjutsu training alongside her entire class, but guess what? Sarada isn't very good at it. However, everywhere she goes, Sarada is reminded that as the daughter of Sakura, it should come naturally to her. Even her peers in Inujin and Shikadai talk about what a Hokage should be, creating self-doubt in her abilities. Wait guys, just let me cook. Sarada is once again reminded of her shortcomings when a claw grime appears from her blind spot. An older NPC ninja actually saves her life as he yells, "Behind you, Uchiha," and he dies, basically. Sarada is seen sweating, thinking how she could let someone be hurt when Boruto himself asked her to protect these people. But her nightmare doesn't end as another ninja gets gobbled up by the claw grimes while she watches in dismay. The story is setting up Sarada's inner turmoil of doubt where she can't live up to what a person trying to become Hokage must represent. She should be the one laying her life down to save them, not the other way round. Now some may say this chapter kinda I assassinated her character? But you can let us know in the comments. Has the manga tried to set up her story so it can actually develop in the time skip? Or did they show her to be too weak? Because there is something good that came out of this situation, as the older ninja calling her Uchiha while sacrificing his life is Kishimoto's way to connect a theme from Naruto to Boruto. Sasuke wanted to restore his clan's reputation. This NPC was alive during the tension-filled time of the past, where there was a constant fear towards the Uchiha and the threat they could pose to the people as they were ostracized. However, now after Naruto becoming Hokage, we see the change his ninshu has had upon the people of Konoha, where a path can be seen for Sarada to be accepted as the first Uchiha Hokage in the future. Now, whilst these guys are casually getting eaten up and Sarada's watching them in dismay, like gobble gobble gobble, their bones are cracking, blood's coming out.
What?
They then turn into trees. Yusuf, why did they turn into trees?
Now, the last time we saw something like this tree formation was with White Zetsu, and later the God Tree during the 4th Shinobi War. But this is actually different, as we learn when we transition back to our young lord. After being told by Boruto that he still doesn't know the true horrors of the 10 Tails, Code begins to attempt at lord dumping some vital information on how his little babies are just like their mama, the 10-tailed seedling. In Boruto chapter 72, we saw how Code used his belts to adjust the Biju seedling into a more manageable size. How? Well, splitting it off into thousands of these little gimps. In effect, these beasts work the same way as the actual tailed seedling and requires an Otsutsuki to plant themselves into the earth. Code tells Boruto that they will innately seek out and feed on anyone until they find an Otsutsuki to achieve their ultimate purpose of becoming a god tree. And as we see, when they feed on something fodder, they don't become god trees, but become fodder trees. Now, Boruto straight up tells Code to stop waffling. He scolds him, saying he is wrong and he done effed up. Code's stupid ass actually changed the nature of these beasts by adding his belts. He himself acknowledged this back in chapter 72 when he tells Bug on how his belts are actually half chakra and half material, with the iron coming from his own blood. This modification is a huge benefit to Code, as now he can teleport anything through them, along with him even seeing, hearing and speaking through them. However, Boruto, using his the prediction, has foreseen the future that's to come on how these Walmart freezes will eventually lose control and not even stop after merging with their Otsutsuki target. Boruto literally says this will be the worst future anyone can imagine, even including Code. Now you're probably thinking on how the heck did Boruto see the future? Well, in chapter 76, we learned that after he became 100% Otsutsuki, his mind and Momoshiki's started to overlap. This also included seeing the future with his abilities, because Momoshiki himself can in fact see segmented scenes of the future. This is a unique Shinjutsu ability like Ada's omnipotence, and though Momoshiki cannot see the full picture, it's still enough to deduce the outcome, especially after experiencing it firsthand like Boruto did. With this power, Boruto in chapter 75 foresaw the exact reactions of his friends when history itself was rewritten by Ada's own Shinjutsu ability, which, mind you, was the same vision Momoshiki had been seeing as early as chapter 10 when he tells Boruto on how those blue eyes would take everything away from him. These blue eyes were Ada's, of course. We even see Momoshiki use this ability in chapter 80 to glimpse a few seconds into the future as he guides Boruto through his fight against Mitsuki's Sage Mode. If you add this to his pure eyes on top of that, which tells you the weak spot of any opponent, it's no wonder Boruto is stating Code without his limiters is still absolutely fodder. Like, keep in mind, doing some basic power scaling, Code without limiters is stronger than Jigen, told to us by Amado. Jigen is the same person that destroyed Naruto and Sasuke at their peak of power. This therefore confirms Boruto is the strongest shinobi ever. This future sight ability is probably the most OP shit we have seen yet, because Boruto has geared his training knowing what's to come. which he states is a threat even greater than Code. However, Code completely dismisses Boruto's warnings and says nothing matters, as once the god tree grows, it will devour everything in the planet anyways, leaving nothing behind. Code's thinking that he's just gonna let that tree do its thing while he's chills in another dimension waiting for it to grow him a chakra fruit. Once he returns to eat it, everyone will already be dead and he will evolve into a true Otsutsuki, becoming one step closer to godhood. However, as Boruto points out, the changes Code has done on the beast will force them to go through a constant evolution, possibly even obtain a mind and will of their own, much like a Frankenstein. But more importantly, Boruto knowing what we already know, Code is just fodder trash and won't be able to stop this outcome. He might just be the only person to unlock their full power, gain a Super Saiyan transformation, and then follow it by getting clapped by an 8-year-old child.
Are you serious right now, bro?
So Boruto kindly warns him one more time, saying he will let him live if Code takes him to the real body of the 10 Tails. Yep, even though we saw them turn into thousands of these Walmart freezers, there's still a main husk that remains. Though this beast is different from the one we saw in Naruto, it works in a similar way. Kaguya's 10 Tail had to be split into chakra and husk, where the chakra was taken in by Hagoromo, where the husk became the moon with Hamura's clan looking over it. In the seedling's case, it might have split like this, where the husk remained and the programmed creatures became the majority of its chakra. Regardless, another key point we learn is that Code must have changed the Otsutsuki's coordinate or moved it entirely to a different location, as Boruto with Sasuke's knowledge would have already known where the beast was hidden, as seen in chapter 36. However, Boruto's complete disrespect of Code gives his brain an aneurysm as he questions if Boruto is the one who has lost his mind. But no, he straight up says killing Code is easy. He needs to shut up and do as he says so that he doesn't die, wasting away as useless trash.
Your life is nothing. You serve zero purpose.
But Code's stupidity rises to a new level as he does not take our young lord seriously. My guy is legit trying to save Code. His 2 years training must have been some hyperbolic shit, because as Boruto finally gets J. Cole's message, realizing that they don't want to be saved, he proceeds to whip out his new power, Uzuhiko Rasengan. Ladies and gentlemen, Boruto is him. The word Uzuhiko refers to space and the universe, which actually circles back to Boruto himself. Having space-time ninjutsu along with his new powers, he literally is universal level. This power wraps Boruto's body, literally making him into the Rasengan itself. And though we can see a few lands of the wind chakra, it's clear that it's actually a large invisible cloak, which takes the nature of Boruto's invisible Rasengan. Him having lightning release must have also allowed Boruto to utilize every variation of Sasuke's Chidori, including his Nagashi. By releasing the Chidori in every direction, an electronical discharge flows from his body, allowing Sasuke to affect multiple enemies. Whilst using this technique on a great number of people at once, it effectively doubled as an instant defense. He literally stuns anyone that comes close to him, leaving them pretty much useless so they can receive a huge amount of damage afterwards. Likewise, this Rasengan could display a very similar effect, with it not only affecting in the vicinity around Boruto, but also the atmosphere and the ground itself. This might just be the ultimate defensive and offensive technique we have seen yet. But if you guys are confused and wondering how the heck did Boruto come this far, he is literally broken, stronger than Naruto, Sasuke, Madara. How did this happen? Well, you guys can watch this video on screen right now to enjoy and learn about the full story of Boruto Uzumaki.